Welcome, age of vintage society. The suave subterranean voice, the manly look, the unpredictable lanky nature, and what's next? Yes, with the all-encompassing iconic moustache that gave him an exceptional cowboy persona. Sam Elliott is not just a patient actor, but one who enjoys what he does at any point in time, and kept faith in the system until fortune turned around in his favour. Whether you remember his name in the movies or just his face, this unique talent is indeed a household name in the Hollywood community. Did Sam Elliott have propositions from men? As you all know how much I appreciate you, my viewers, so I want to thank you for your generous comments and for the Patreons. This video would not have been possible without you, and thanks to those who watched the video right to the end. Subscribe if you are new here, and if you want to support my work, please visit my Patreon page. Sam Elliott, the man men want to be and women want to be with. Perhaps you did not know that the Bearded Gang are a class of people with distinctive personality and recognised social identity. You're not alone, because I didn't also until I took a cursory look into Sam Elliott's story and his entire career exploits. Sam belongs to a distinctive category of prodigy, as we saw in 2015 when he was auspiciously invested into the Moustache Hall of Fame, with other Moustache Gang legends like Teddy Roosevelt and Hulk Hogan. Apart from his distinguished class of facial hair, Sam's unique talent and his usual characterization in the film industry made him a perfect choice for any cowboy scene. Although he did not have much of body muscles that would have made him a perfect fighting facade in movies, his long-limbed and well-coordinated body build is an impressive tie to those reverberating voices of his. A man who remained in screenplay production for over 50 years is sure an authority in the industry and an obvious choice for his role typecast. Just like many, Sam also had his fair share of struggles in the entertainment industry, because he had to wait for a longer period for the requisite recognition to start coming in. But no doubt about his regular and excellent performances, which placed him as an Oscar nominee severally. He was eventually elevated as an Academy Award winner, including double Golden Globes and 2 Emmy Awards, and as some writers did suggest, Sam also won the people, the fans and key personalities in the Hollywood community, to himself when he needed them most. This very tough American actor is known prominently now for his gun-hanging cowboy character in films like The Quick and the Dead, Tombstone, and that out-of-the-ordinary movie, The Big Lebowski. Even analysts had argued that just very few actors in Hollywood could effectively replace him in the roles he played, concerning his larger-than-life moustache. Elliott is among the most indefiable faces in recent times. He was a paramount sensation, though things later went sour for him. He had enough opportunity and time and labour to accumulate the skills that made him who he is today. He also has an incredible lifestyle off the screen, which most fans do not know about until his name came to the spotlight at the latter part of his enduring career. What do you know about the man Sam Elliott? We also heard that his father never wanted him in the acting community, but here he is, in the men's legendary book. Some people had tried to misrepresent his character amidst the moustache controversy, but Elliott still finds it funny that they are talking about what he described as a mystery. "The whole moustache thing is a mystery to me," he said. Sam told fans how someone had brought to his attention his image on his cell phone and informed him of a contest online concerning him and some fellow about who got the finest moustache. "It's so bizarre to me," he had said, "but you don't need to worry, Mr. Sam, that's the kind of gist you hear when you are unique, which is the dream of all men," an ardent fan had responded. For clarity, we are talking about Samuel Pack Elliott, the seasoned American actor who was born on 9th of August 1944 in Sacramento. Glyn Mamie, his mother, was a physical training coach and high school educator, and his father, Henry Nelson Elliott, was a predator control expert. He is an indigene of El Paso, Texas. Sam Elliott spent his early childhood in Oregon with very little engagement. The young Sam was occupied with watching movies and gallivanting within the neighborhood. At the age of 9, he was already nursing an ambition in acting before his family relocated to Oregon. At the age of 13, this ambition grew, and it caused some sort of altercation between him and his father, who believed that actors are ne'er-do-wells with no decent lifestyle. Unfortunately, the feud between him and his father remained active before senior Elliott's demise. At the time, he was 18 years old. Sam once hinted that his father may have died thinking, "Man, this kid is going to go down the wrong path." He described his father as a realist and a hard worker, and added that the initial antagonism either affected his morale or made him more resolute to follow his dream. Within that period, Elliott graduated from David Douglas High School and proceeded to the University of Oregon, where he majored in English and psychology for 2 semesters before plummeting out of the academic arena. He later joined Clark College in Washington for a 2-year course before being used as Big Jewel in a stage production of Guys and Dolls. Thereafter, a story appeared in the Vancouver Columbian newspaper suggesting that Elliott should go into the acting industry. He made a second attempt to continue his education at the University of Oregon, but that too failed, especially with the death of his father at the time. Perhaps it was the time to pursue his dream as he relocated to Hollywood, where he began a career journey combining conventional work and acting, and was said to have worked in the Hollywood Guard. Sam Elliott's acting started like most actors with minor parts in TV westerns, working as a character actor, owing to his look, tone, and the fuzz that suits the westerns before he gained substantial roles. In 1969, Sam made his film debut in the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which saw Robert Redford and Paul Newman entertain viewers as the so-called pair of Western outlaws. Elliott's minor show as the card player number 2 was highly insignificant, that he likened it to being a shadow on a wall or something years after. That movie was so big in his life, but not from a professional angle, because, as one commentator once put it, having a blink and missing it part that he played was such that he did not even make any lines. The movie is memorable for his private life, because that was where he first saw his wife. For those who believe in a divine arrangement, that may just be it, though the time was not ripe yet, which was why he never had the opportunity to communicate with the leading lady, actress Catherine Ross, who later became his wife. She had starred with Newman and Redford, appearing as Redford's lover. With Elliott not sharing any scene or chance to meet her all through the filming, he may have silently admired her from a distance. However, almost 10 years after, fate brought them together again in the film The Legacy in 1978. Elliott did not just go for her, the two fell in love and started dating even as co-leads in the movie. Sooner, news went around that the couple were married. Recall that Elliott and Ross married in 1984 and had remained together in matrimony up to this moment. The union produced a daughter, not a great film, but a legacy for Catherine and me, Elliott once stated. For much of the 1970s, Sam was on a regular show with television roles. Prominent among them is Mission Impossible, Hawaii Five-0 and Gunsmoke, to mention. Recall also the part Evel Knievel in a TV drama concerning the celebrated motorcycle jumping Daredevil. Critics think that with Elliott's good looks he should have been placed in the heartthrob class at the early part of his career, or did he shun a conventional Hollywood job? He was said to have not only rejected the classic leading man lifestyle, but was more focused on building what now became his trademark, his long hair and moustaches, which he spoke of as something that takes several months to fit back to shape if he trimmed it, because it often needed a trim so he could play his movie role perfectly. Well, you can give it up for Elliott, as he also has his reason. "I don't want to be seen as a sex symbol," he had assured his fans sometime in 1976, and added that he did not like what he described as a great stigma that goes with that tag, because he remained a Sam Elliott his father wanted him to be. Little wonder then why all through up to the 1980s Sam Elliott was never recognised as a big gun in the industry, even as he kept enjoying his growing popularity as a character actor, appearing in highly remarkable television dramas, movies, and related big-screen productions. Perhaps being a Sam Elliott suggests doing more tasking supporting roles in a wide variety of films, as someone suggested. Some other issues also played out in his career that one could arguably say were responsible for his delayed success in the industry. His key starring part in the feature film Lifeguard in 1976 portrays a story of a lifeguard serving in Southern California that was coerced into self-reflection on returning from a high school reunion and recognizing that his generation has achieved better things in life than himself. The movie was said to have performed graciously in the box office chat, but was ridiculed by critics, including Elliott himself, who was not happy with its uncultured marketing. His complaint was so loud that he continued the same on the film's promotional tour. The studio saw it as a rebellious act and was not happy with him. Soon Paramount's management rose from that displeasure and decided to relieve him of his job, and he never worked with the company again. Was he unfairly treated in the industry at the time? Well, Sam did talk about the fact that he had been propositioned regularly during auditions. "I've had propositions from men and women, and I've turned all down." He added that it hurt him the more so people should see that he is the one who has to live with the blame. There was also a rumour at the time with some questioning his sexuality, which also was complicated by the fact that he usually paid too much attention to his body. While Sam never commented on that issue, he made his fans understand that his conscience is clear, even though he has yet to set the world on fire with his talent at the time. But his stories, however, changed in 1985 when he starred in a supporting capacity alongside Cher and Eric Stoltz in Mask. Sam also got a lot more following in 1989's Roadhouse, when he appeared as the mentor to Patrick Swayze's James Dalton, the bouncer with a strange history. Almost everyone will agree that Sam put up his best when he performed as the stranger, the unsolved narrator of the Coen brothers' cult classic The Big Lebowski in 1998. It was reported recently that fans still accost him in the street just to make him say the words, "The dude abides." That was how his success started, and most people would agree that what he lost for the past 20 years of his career, he has indeed regained and surpassed everyone's expectations at the speed at which his career grew. Sam Elliott is indeed a brave character in films and reality. A story was told of how in 1965, after he left college and was squatting with his mother following his father's death at the age of 54, and how Elliott felt it was a natural duty to take part in the Vietnam War and made several attempts to get himself enlisted, and visiting different recruiters at the many military units to take forms and reading materials in preparation. All that is now history, but this great movie star still remembers it as if it was yesterday. "My mum coming in, sitting there drinking coffee with tears in her eyes," Sam recounted. His mother, according to him, was begging him not to join the army. "Please don't do this," she would say. He had a family friend as a National Guard official in Oregon, so with some luck for his mother, Elliott served as a National Guardsman in California instead. Many years down the line he acknowledged that he was lucky to escape the real-life battlefield and preserved his life. His fans will agree with him because wars are different ball games from what you see in war movies. Sam was particularly grateful that he was not posted outside the US during the Vietnam War, even though it was not his wish, as he would have loved to save some souls who fought and died. It is also the background of why he was tailored toward military roles in most of the movies that he has so far, excellently executed with his nature-given vocal power. On how he penetrated Hollywood, Sam agreed that everything that happened then was more like a chance encounter. A stranger who was his mother's next-door neighbour in Sacramento had a girl who married an assistant film director. Elliott had spoken with the man once, and so when the family moved to Los Angeles, the two met again, and he subsequently attached him to a handyman's job within the community. It was while on his duty post that he met a casting director that he identified as Bob Thompson, who strangely liked him, though. According to Elliott, he had a wife and 3 children, but he fancied me. Even though Thompson's character was questionable, they became close pals, and he was able to fix Sam with his initial talent agent. Apart from his regular film and television acting roles, Elliott has executed several voice-over narrations for commercials. Notable is his voice in the campaigns for Dodge, IBM, Union Pacific, Kinney Drugs, and the big one for the American Beef Council, following Robert Mitchum in The Final Stage, and many others. Any discourse about this great living legend will not be complete without mentioning his recognition in 1998 as the Grand Marshal of the Calgary Stampede Parade, where he rode in the procession, amidst a huge crowd of about 300,000 audiences. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and if you want to support my work, please visit my Patreon page. It's not surprising that Sam Elliott was wanted by both men and women. He wouldn't have been the first to have been involved with men. Did Richard Pryor have a love affair with Marlon Brando? Watch this video.